Hello and welcome back to the I Just Love Footy YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about yesterday's Intraclub practice match between the Collingwood Football Club and the Collingwood Football Club. We had the black team, we had the white team, with all premiership players evenly spread across the two teams. Please be mindful to take this match report with a grain of salt, as it is just a practice match, but this is what we have to work with for now. Cutting to the chase, Finlay Macrae dominated inside, outside. He was competitive in all tackling duels. He simply looked like a man possessed, and it felt like all the energy that manifested over the preseason reached an apex yesterday and has now culminated in a breakout game. Again, albeit being a practice match, we're all cognizant that this is a massive step in the building blocks into becoming an elite AFL player for the duration of his career. He's just got to be a round zero lock, and I think it's undeniably in front of the coaches to see now. Now, if Macrae yesterday was Batman, then Lockie Sullivan was his Robin. He was all over the ground, winning the ball inside, again distributing outside, kicking goals. He looked much more than what an average AFL midfielder might give you in the practice match yesterday. I really think he's going to add some great depth to the midfield, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be daring to become a key cog in that midfield this season. His numbers were outstanding in the VFL last season for Footscray. He won the MVP Coaches Award. He averaged 30 disposals. He had an average of 6 tackles and 7.5 clearances, while also kicking around 15 goals for the season. Bobby Hill continues to percolate and showcase his eclectic skill set, kicked 4 goals, showed exemplary vision, kicking inside 50, while all seemingly doing this in cruise control. Again, I think all Australian honours aren't too much of a far cry for this season for Bobby Hill. Darcy Cameron certainly came to play yesterday. He took contested marks all across the ground, a crucial intercept mark in the back line, and he took a big contested mark in the forward line against his good mate Mason Cox, and subsequently kicked that goal as well. His ruck work alone was superb, taking it out of multiple contests and resulting in a clearance. He even had an impressive moment below the knees when he was running out of his defensive 50, running into a ball at pace and collected it below his knees and then distributed it after that as well. Pat Lipinski looks as good as he's ever been. While he is typically known for covering the ground, what impressed me yesterday was his patience and composure running inside 50 with the ball. There were certain sequences where he may have in the past just yeeted it to the goal square or even had a shot on goal. But there were times again yesterday where he would slow down that play and he would encourage or suggest his forwards to run in certain patterns before he decided to distribute the ball to them, delaying the play by a few seconds. I think Lipinski is set for vindication in 2024. TJ, the younger brother of CJ from Hawthorn, was outstanding considering his age, his slender frame. He certainly displayed characteristics that are typically omnipresent in the modern day AFL player. He was strong in the air, winning duels, didn't get beaten all day. He didn't overcomplicate things when he had the ball in his hands, and he runs really well. I dare say we could see him feature in the first half of this season. Ash Johnson's leading patterns gave himself great opportunities to find himself on the back of some great passing sequences, taking a few marks across the game and even handing off a free goal to Lipinski on the goal line. AJ also imposed himself high up the ground to stay engaged. Nathan Kruger. Now that's a man, if he doesn't win the ball aerially and it comes to ground, you know that at the very least he's going to break even in that contest, or more often than not, win those contests. He took a quarter to work into the game, relying on his contagious repeat efforts. But once he found himself into the game, he basically dominated, kicked goals, contested marks, and he did everything that we've probably could have asked him for. For me, I think we have to see AJ and Kruger feature early in the season together. I thought Reef did well. He was quite commendable. However, he didn't set the world on fire relative to the AJs and the Krugers from yesterday. The goal certainly left his imprint in the game. I'm starting to notice that he's able to find himself in little pockets around the 50-meter arc and get those short kicks to set him up for a set shot. And we know he can cover 50, so I think seeing more of that this season is going to help him improve his goal tally, and we've seen it previously already. I just think he's going to be able to implement that even more this season. It certainly seems like Geordie's starting to get all his ducks in a row. I think whatever he's doing outside of footy is starting to translate into positive results on the footy ground. And I think now that he's starting to see the results on the footy field, I think that reinforces even more what he's doing well outside of the footy club. Bo essentially played exclusively as a midfielder all game yesterday. The first 2/3 of the game, he was quiet, a little bit eager to get the ball on the foot in the contest rather than bursting out using his speed and having a bit of composure. However, in that last third, I could argue that he was best on for the black side, accumulating 7 or 8 disposals, disposing well, winning hard contests in and amongst it. And I do think we'll be seeing Bo in the midfield a lot more this season. If I had to guess based off that game, we might get a 65 forward and a 35 mid split to start off with. Ed Allen was quite serviceable yesterday. While he wasn't a standout, he didn't do anything wrong. I'd like to see a little bit more in the upcoming practice matches. He seems really strong and he's clean with his hands, so that's what I took from yesterday so far. Sofronitis seemed to be a little bit clumsy in critical areas in the defense at times yesterday. However, probably understandable given the recent news of the uncertainties as to when Nathan Murphy will return. I'm sure that played on his mind a little bit. Again, hopefully maybe he gets that final SSP position and he can, build on his game some more at an AFL intensity. Frampton was really good, didn't lose any one-on-one contest aerially. I think the next step for him to solidify his position in the AFL for the rest of his career, I think we need to see more of an effort in Billy trying to take intercept marks. There are quite a few instances yesterday where he opted going for the one-hand punch, where I think he did have enough time to try and intercept that mark and turn that into a rebound possession. I would like to see his intercept marking become the linchpin of his game. IQ, as per usual, unbeatable in one-on-ones. If I want to be hypercritical, for him to take the next step and earn all Australian honours, maybe he can be a bit more penetrating with his passes, breaking lines, and becoming a player who can get the ball from point A to point B. While I understand that's not his role, that's just, I guess, a point of emphasis for him moving forward. All round great individual performances and a great team performance by the white team, taking it to the black team quite early. In the end, despite the black team having Nick Dacos, Scott Pendlebury and Tom Mitchell in the middle, the white team, full of young bulls with heaps of energy, having a point to prove in the midfield, ended up in resulting in a wayward game in the favour of the white team. They basically won the game in the first third. Anyways, that's all for today. Thanks for taking the time to watch today's video. Please like, comment, let me know your thoughts, and subscribe if you want to stick around. Thanks.